What's up, everybody? Running a little behind only because finals is right now, and it's unbelievably crazy how stressed I am. I can't even begin to tell you how overwhelmed it is. Overwhelmed just feels like it's a word that I can use multiple times because I don't even know how to describe it. So at this point, we're going to go over our video that I'm a little behind on. Let me go ahead and share this with you from my Excel. Okay, so this one is the Excel report that we're supposed to do where we talk about the past couple I think it was like maybe a couple weeks ago, the healthy food versus the vitamins and the statistics that we gathered from that. So I'm going to start with for the food cost. I realized that I spent a lot more money on food than the average American when I was doing my research for my financial report because I'm a vegetarian or a pescatarian. If I say pescatarian, people think I'm saying Presbyterian, and then they're like, oh, God bless you. And then I feel really awkward by saying, oh, no, it just means I eat fish. So I just stick with vegetarian. Though it's healthier, it's a little bit more expensive in comparison. My husband eats meat, and so when I do our grocery shopping, I realize that for 4 chicken breasts, I'm paying the price that he's paying for a like half-pound bag of chicken breasts. However, since doing this research with the GMOs, I've caught myself actually being more thorough in when I'm buying for myself and my husband. I've noticed that the chicken breasts that I've been buying him were made by Tyson, which I'm pretty sure everybody's seen the documentary, and it's not good stuff. But like, there's no label on there that says no GMOs on it. However, when I went towards more, it doesn't say organic on there, but it says that there's no GMOs on them. So, and they're just plain chicken breasts. I've noticed that there's a little bit of a difference in that. And it also states that there's a little butterfly and it says no GMOs on it, which I think is pretty cool. Because if we go down here, whoops, as long as I don't keep doing that, that's the total that I spend on food, which seems like a lot because it's close to my mortgage payment. But I mean, in order to function normally and not feel so lethargic and run down, I've noticed that even today, for example, like, we really don't eat out unless I'm completely, like, I do not have time to cook at all. And if we do, we just order a pizza. And, or I try to do like meal planning during the week, which is really hard because I work full time and I go to school full time. And as Benzie, you are, you know, the supreme when it comes to multitasking, because I get to the point where I'm like, blah, I can't do it all. So I've noticed that my increase that I wanted for more protein in my diet, and not genetically modified protein, costs a little bit more. But when I do eat healthy throughout the week, and then I go towards eating something like Domino's, for example, I feel really yucky and bloated and overly full, and just like I just want to lay in a ball and just not do anything. Unfortunately, that's what I had for dinner tonight, but I'll have salad tomorrow, make up for it. Speaking of salads, so vegetables, the genetically modified plants, I've noticed myself doing this at the grocery store as well, is looking for organic. Mostly because, as you can see in the graph right here, that the increase went up with the amount of genetically modified corn, and I love corn and bowel disease. And I know it's probably a little TMI, but for example, I started doing organic cage-free eggs because I eat a lot of eggs because I don't get protein for fish during the week. I don't have time for that as much as I love it. And so I have really bad, I don't have anything, I haven't been to the doctor for it, but I just know, like, personally, I just have a lot of stomach cramping and feeling overly full and feeling super bloated and just like lethargic. And it's been about a month now since I've switched to the cage-free organic eggs, and I've noticed that they don't have like the stereotypical eggy smell when you're cooking them. I've also noticed that my issues that I was having before have dulled down to almost a null, which is, and it sounds erratic and crazy and insane, and people will be like, oh, you're just one of those hippies that just is trying to get on that organic trend. And honestly, I feel better, and I feel like my digestive tract is actually working. I don't know if anybody else can have a test for that, but I feel like, I mean, the first way to do that is to start in your own home. So I've done that, a lot of organic switching, including vegetables as well. As much as I try, I've noticed that I've had a hard time finding organic cucumbers. So Benzie, if you know where I can get some, please let me know. The other thing that I've noticed is for the half-lives of medication. I was told by my veterinarian to give my dog Benadryl for allergy season that's going on right now. And ever since we've learned about half-lives and what I did with the Benadryl, I haven't given it to them, only because it stays in your system for 60 hours. I mean, that's crazy to me that it stays in your system that long. But people don't, an average American, I feel like, who has like a 9-to-5 job and kids and the whole 9 yards, doesn't have the time to actually do the research that we've done to enlighten ourselves as to what we're putting in our body. Because if they did, they would realize it's not just Benadryl. I mean, we did some for aspirin, we did some for ibuprofen, and I've noticed myself staying away from those as much as possible, and which leads me to our vitamins. So the insufficiency that America has as a whole for vitamin D is astonishing. I mean, as you can tell from our last video, from the graph, that it's almost more than half that people are sufficient in it. And vitamin D for food, where you can get it from oranges, supplements has been a thing for me. I've noticed that since doing more research, the more vitamins that I take, like I have a specific regimen that I've been doing where it's just more vitamin C, more vitamin B, and a multivitamin, a complex. I think it's like a B complex, and it has actually vitamin D in it. I've noticed when I don't eat like garbage, like I have, that I'm less tired, which is good because I'm not relying as heavily on my coffee as I normally do. It's just more of getting myself to drink more water, which you would think would be easy, but for me, I'm pretty sure I'm 90% coffee made up of, and instead of being like 90% water, I'm 90% coffee. So in comparison to from this moment, from all the research that we've done and me moving forward, I try to make an effort daily to make sure that I take all my vitamins, that I'm drinking more water, that I'm eating more organically to get all the things that I need. And since we've done this, like I said, it's been about a month since I've made these changes. I've noticed a drastic difference, not only in my energy levels, but in my morale, I guess you could say. I mean, I'm still so exhausted from doing all of these hard classes all at once. But I've just noticed that with all of the information that we have, that I'm sharing it more with people, and people are trying to, like, coworkers of mine are starting to understand this. And so when people are like, oh, I feel like this, and I'm like, well, have you tried eating organic? And we actually had a bake-off at work and I used all organic ingredients, and everyone that tried it at work was like, my God, this is so good. So I did an organic blackberry lavender cake with white chocolate buttercream frosting, and I want to say 96% of that cake was organic. The only thing that I'm not 100% sure that wasn't organic was the lavender syrup that I put in it. But I ordered that on offline because I don't know where I can find fresh, not fresh, but lavender cooking oil here in town. I've looked everywhere and I can't find any. So that in itself versus me personally uh, changing everything that I have was sufficient enough for me to prove that all of the research that we've done and by taking in more vitamins and eating more healthy and more naturally is actually better for your system than it is to stockpile on Domino's, unfortunately, not to continue to name drop, but that's the only one that we really get from, or eating out faster by just going out and getting food at the fast food line. So um, I'm sorry that I'm late again. I'm so sorry, Benzie. But I promise that come the end of the semester bash, you will be very pleased because I will be able to have the time to come and see you in your lovely house and give you a present. So thank you, and on to the next one.